Welcome everyone to a Frankie's Open Mic special episode because my friend Alecia is here from Maxi AI, and I'm so very excited to be able to chat with you live, Sauce. Hi, friend.
Hello, Haleigh. Hello, fam sauces. Welcome to be part of this amazing podcast. Thank you for the warm welcome, Haleigh.
I'm so excited to be able to kind of show you off just a little bit because you're just so awesome and have just so many. I love your energy, and I just love again that you are a girl boss in the tech industry. Please do tell my audience peeps about Maxi AI because how many ladies do you know are AI startup founders? I mean, come on,
Honestly,
people.
not a lot. I did meet like two amazing women as far as recently, but honestly, I feel like we have the power as women to create whatever we want to create or do whatever we want to do now in this new world. And I just want to be able to get a safe space for all women, especially in the tech space where it's really male dominated. But
Mhm.
I feel like, the men sometimes do need our help when it comes to tech and also business. So I feel like me, myself, and other women, we bring that type of natural, nurturing type of vibe, especially in the business world. And with
That is
AI,
definitely not
right?
something that's been built into the business world as we've known it in the Western world,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So definitely a needed that divine feminine energy needs to be
Mhm.
incorporated, right? Like really embrace that creative, like you're saying, nurturing energy in business because
Mhm.
that's how you can move forward really well, y'all.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you hit it right on the head, Haley, there. But yeah, so just a little bit about Max AI. So started about I would say it's been forever. Like I've been doing this I feel like I've been doing this forever, but 8 to 9 months now we've been getting into the weeds and I've been learning so much about it. But basically what we do on just a surface level base, we help make businesses operations smoother and like more efficient. We cover everything from AI strategy consulting and workflow automation to content automation, social media optimization, customer support, and virtual assistant development. Right now, we believe in crafting like the right solution that's not only solving today's challenges in a business, but also setting you up for future growth while we're growing with AI and technology, blending like our advanced technology with a human touch to make your work more engaging and transformative. So that's just the main mission behind what we're doing with Max AI, but also making sure that we're still interacting and communicating as humans. We don't want it to like take over our whole thing, right?
Right.
Whole business. We just wanted to like do the easy stuff. So like the emailing, the checking in or hitting up leads. And then we are in a space to take over that type of conversation and speak and engage with our customers or our clients. So that's the idea, the power behind AI and part of my mission.
I love it. And I love that you're bringing the human element into it, right? Because
Yeah.
I think that is such a lot of, AI things people kind of are upset about, I think, because they think the human element is being like removed, right? Or replaced.
Hmm.
And I think that what's great is that you have such a great approach to it as being like AI is a assistive tool to help you leverage like, I always kinda think of it as, like, it's not a lot different than, like, a dishwasher, right? Like, why did we have
Right.
dishwashers and laundry machines
Right.
in communities? So that you don't have to go to the river and wash your clothes and beat them on the
Right.
rocks,
Hmm.
right? So, like, it's just another way to, like, free up more time of, like, here's these human things that we need to do in business, right? But,
Hmm.
like, here's a way you can automate it so that you can really let your humans focus on the creative energy that they have to give to your
Hmm.
business, and I think that's something too that a lot of people are looking for more of the creativity, the fluidity, the flexibility in business, right? And that's, I think, a lot of what, like, again, that feminine energy brings,
Hmm.
like being more fluid, more flexible, more adaptive.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that point because I feel like where we're heading towards the future when it comes to being getting into the tech field where it's more like male dominated, I feel like men today are more focused on, the ROI, which is the return on investment, but AI, but we're bringing more, both of us, I would say, especially with
Mhm,
your creative skills, we're bringing more of an authentic type of creative idea, when it comes to the media side of AI, and I feel like that is where the future is headed, where everything that we're creating from content, AI avatars, and the marketing realm as well, I feel like when you add the female touch to it and expand that type of mindset and create that creative and create a safe space that for us to be creative and play around with it, I feel like
Mhm.
once you hone into that energy, the possibilities of the AI or using it is endless, and that's what we're like in the midst of creating now for future. Of course, you know, AI is cool for like the business automation, but when you look at the creation side, like we shared, Haley, we just been seeing so many cool different types of Instagram theme pages and different types of
Yeah.
AI avatars with like motivational messages and things like that. So this is just the beginning. I feel like we're just at the start and the pillar, and what we're creating together is going to be amazing.
I'm so excited for all the stuff we're creating because
Right.
it's again that energy coming from an energy of like wanting to create a space where everyone can thrive while using AI, right?
Hmm.
Like really again, utilize AI and leverage it as a source of giving people who maybe don't necessarily or wouldn't otherwise necessarily have, you know, maybe the time or the skills to say, like you're saying, like doing Instagram theme pages. Like there's plenty of people who have great ideas for great content, but they don't maybe have, you know, the background or the time to learn how to do the things. You know, AI can really help you, and again, not wanting to take the human creativity out of it or like human art, right? Obviously out of it, but wanting
Hmm.
to like use it to make it a quicker process for like the posting and putting it on social media because we know that that's just sort of a part of our world today and how you share your things. But
Hmm.
you want to still have time to be a human in the human world, right? And not always have to be interfacing with your electronics. And that's a really great way for us to like AI is a great tool to help us do that, where like you'll be able to spend more time being outside by the river like I like to be, right?
Yes.
And letting the AI handle a lot more of the things that a lot of people feel like you're saying, have become cumbersome things when it comes to even like on the content creation side or the creative side, like having to post all the things because that is such a big part of it is like the consistent posting, right? When you're a content creator.
Right.
But like the content is what you want to create, right? It's like the funny
Right.
stuff and the or the art or the thoughts or the skits or the whatever you're making, you
Yeah.
know? So like I'm so excited for it because I want to see more people who have great thoughts and great ideas and great personalities and things that they're
Hmm.
making be able to create more content more
Yeah.
quickly and spend more time doing that creative stuff.
Yeah, of course. I feel like we're now creating the space where people can spend more time thinking about the ideas and actually creating the content instead of
Mhm.
spending like hours or hours and day like editing and like trying to edit on CapCut. CapCut's a great tool for me personally. It's very time consuming when you're adding like the different types of I would say the graphics and like the emotions behind the content. So now
Mhm.
we're coming to a space where there's thousands of AI apps where you can do a text to prompt, like we discovered the other day with NVIDIA, where
Yeah.
you can like put a text into a prompt or image and describe exactly what type of content you're going to push out with the different types of graphics and the zooming in and zooming out, etc. And then that is your content for Monday through Friday, and like you can
Mhm.
go back and edit it. So we're coming in a time now where it's becoming more accessible and very becoming more efficient and less time consuming, where people can actually focus now on creating and up leveling their business strategy and working with humans instead of spending hours and hours creating content like it used to be when
No,
Instagram
that's
first yeah
yeah,
when
no, but
Instagram
that's
first
so
came out
true.
yeah when Instagram first came out I remember like scrolling and I thought it was so cool the way that influencers create content and like the way that they're flipping the camera. I'm like thinking like I wonder how long it took them to create that one post. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it took a couple of hours like thinking the idea, putting that together, figuring out which camera to use, either like your iPhone or like one of those GoPro cameras. So now we're coming to an age where we're making it way more accessible for those content creators to take advantage of these tools and help them put that idea into life, either if it's like on their personal page or they want to create a AI avatar YouTube page or an AI graphic Instagram page as well, or TikTok. So all over platforms, I feel like it's going to be a game changer.
No, it really is, and I love
Yeah.
I love that you hit on the word accessible, because I think
Yes.
that's such a big deal and a big part of what in the creative space AI allows for, is that it makes a lot of this content creation more accessible to people who, again, might not necessarily have the skills or the time. Because like you're
Mhm.
saying, and I come from a film background too, like that's what I went to
Yeah.
college for, was film. And it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
you spend, I mean, anyone who's in a film production kind of, situation, the 3-minute clip that you see on TikTok from a content creator when they have just mostly themselves basically as the film crew team,
Right.
that might have taken them all day to like record the different angles. You have the, for the ones like I'm thinking of where, you see people who do like a skit where they're all the characters and it's just you have to do each. And I've done like little videos like like a couple years ago, even when I was first starting podcasting, like I've done stuff like
Yeah.
that myself.
Mhm.
And it takes you to, because you got to record yourself doing each of the parts, edit it all together, put it like, and then you got to post it and do all the description and the tags and like the marketing angle of that, right? Like there's a lot that goes into sort of knowing that the marketing angle, or when to post or how often to post and those kind of
Mhm.
things, that as a person who's just trying to be creative, that's not necessarily what a content creator wants to focus on, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't give you a lot of space to sort of sit and let new ideas come in when you're so
Mhm.
inundated with like the mechanical task work of
Mhm.
what you have to do to like get that content out there. And so there's another space where I just feel like, AI has such a lot to offer in giving people more, like you're saying, more space and
Yeah.
more bandwidth to be able to
Mhm.
like really sit with your ideas or really sit with your creativity and the thing that you're passionate about, not necessarily spending all the time with like figuring out how do I get seen and how do I get my stuff posted and how do I keep up with that, right?
Mhm.
Like AI is a great way to create a process that'll do that.
Right. Yeah. And then we let the algorithm do its thing.
Right? There you go. Just like,
Yeah.
listen, AI and the algorithm, y'all work together. I'll make the beautiful art and I'll just we'll put it on the Instagrams and you do the thing.
Mhm. And the funny part about that now is that AI is being introduced in these social media platforms. So when you go on Instagram, and I think it's like Ask Meta, like
Oh,
when you do
yeah,
like the
that comes
search
up.
bar.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I feel like now it's just getting introduced like actually on the platform. So that's a good way to get people used to like using it or asking about like different hashtags, or Meta can help them look at whatever they're trying to search up on the actual platform. So I feel like that's just the beginning, introducing AI on the actual platform. And then we come in, we're like, okay, this is the idea that we have. Let's start, automating
We
the
can,
the posts and things like that.
yeah, let's start helping you to spend more time being you and your authentic
Yeah.
self and not so
Hmm.
much time with the back end sort of stuff that because that is
Hmm.
kind of the hard thing, right? Is that when
Right.
you're a content creator and you are doing a lot of stuff by yourself, it can become really daunting and discouraging. Like you really have these things that you think are fun and enjoyable or you're passionate about, but
Hmm.
the like sort of cumbersome nature of like the technical end of things really sort of puts you off from doing it.
Right.
And like that's it, because like I meet so many people like on my podcast and stuff, right? And that's why I have them on my podcast where I'm like, you do this thing, that's so cool. Why don't you have an
Right.
Instagram theme? Why don't you have a podcast? Why are you like, that's amazing.
Hmm.
And I think people like it kind of is a situation where people don't necessarily have, because there's so much to it, what they think they have to learn to be able to like put their stuff out there, it stops
Hmm.
them from even trying, right? Like
Right.
it's like, oh, there's so many people already posting and there's so much that's already out there, and it's so hard to get a
Hmm.
following or to get noticed. And I feel like the AI sphere and the kind of things like you saying that we're working on and like how to make it easier for content creators to spend more time with their actual creativity.
Hmm.
Like I feel like it's, and I know that we're both in this space too. We're like, it's going to be better for all of us humans and the
Right.
human race if we all get with our creativity again and spend
Yeah.
some more time being our authentic creative selves instead of,
Hmm.
really just getting lost in the sort of 3D world drudgery of like, well, this is just, you just repeat this over and over. It's like, no, AI likes to repeat stuff over and over and do
Hmm.
that. Like, let's teach the AI avatars to do that, and
Right.
then we
Yeah.
can go do the human things.
Yeah, exactly. We want to give people the encouragement as far as like where exactly do they start? They have this idea, you can put the idea in ChatGPT and figure out a plan as far as the content or the idea of what you want to put out there, but it's like, what's the step after that? So I feel like we are creating that safe space now to be like, okay, we will teach you or give you like the push to actually start posting, or how to
Yeah,
automate the actual content or how to create your own podcast and come up with that idea. So I
right.
feel like it's definitely a welcome safe space. And I'm looking forward to actually helping the people get these ideas out there because there's so many creative people out there like we see
So
online that are
many.
actually doing it, but they do need
Mhm.
the extra help or the extra boost or create that type of introduction between the partnerships, the clients, and also the content part of it and the idea part around it. So looking forward to creating that safe space and getting people on this platform, getting people on this content wave. Because when you look at a business, the content is the product, right? If you're
Mhm.
passionate about something, any type of niche or any type of thing, the way that people are going to find you is your content. Either you're posting on
Right.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That is the product that is going to help you reach your target audience, and then just being your authentic self. So
Mhm.
the more that you're authentic self, the more people, the audience are going to flock to you. And that's how you're able to create an abundance for yourself or for your business or whatever that you want to put out there online.
Well, the other element to it is
Mhm.
and that's such a big part of it for us is the
Yeah.
community element, right? Like that
Yeah.
interconnectedness. The
Mhm.
idea of, okay, well, it's, using AI as a tool for things that you wanna automate, but then also having, like, a community of people
Mhm.
who, again, right, it's we've moved so kind of away from that idea of, well, there's people in your community who have this or that skill set, and there's a reason for that. It's because, you're not supposed to actually have to do everything yourself as a human.
Right.
You're not
Yes.
supposed to be every role, even as an entrepreneur, even as a creative, right? Even
Mhm.
as someone who's just like, even maybe a personality or whatever, right? Like whatever it is you're doing, you weren't meant to just do it all by yourself and be every role for your business, whether it's creative or otherwise, right? Like
Mhm.
we're humans. We're wired for connection. We're wired to
Mhm.
be in a community. Like and we thrive better when we work together in a community space, right?
Mhm.
So like that's the other thing that I'm really excited about is just being able to bring together people with different skill sets, like
Mhm.
and being able to everyone thrive in being their authentic self and doing the thing that they're supposed to do without being bogged down by all the things that you're like not necessarily this is the thing that I'm good at, but it's required in the world of the way that things work for me to have to be able to do this, right?
Mhm.
Like if I want to have a podcast, you got to get that put out onto like YouTube and Apple and Spotify, and like not everybody knows how to do that, right? And like
Right.
maybe that's not your wheelhouse either. Maybe you're just
Mhm.
supposed to be the person who does the research on the things, right? Like I'm so excited for us to be able to build that community too because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of creative people start to feel isolated, right? Like
Mhm.
I think that's something that can happen a lot with creative people that you want
Yeah.
to make things but we've kind of gotten away from like making things together.
Yeah, exactly. We want to take I would say, the intimidation part out of it. Everybody has their own type of skill set or their own type of spunk to put out there, and I feel like we are creating that space as far as the community itself and for people just to come and join and bounce ideas off of each other and help each other out because we're all a community. We're all trying to help people get to that next step. So I feel like somewhat every single person on the planet has something to offer the world, and I feel like today's age, it's hard to recognize that, right? Every time we're scrolling on social media, it's sometimes intimidating. You see people creating these amazing things, but when you're looking at in their shoes, it's like, oh well, they're doing this, so how am I supposed to compete with that? And it's like, don't worry about it. I feel like there's your tribe is out there, the people that want to see your
Right.
work or whatever you're creating, they will support you and they will flock to you because you're putting out an amazing piece of work or whatever they're trying to create, right?
And this is the thing that I always say on like a lot
Mhm.
of my podcasts too, that like you wouldn't have the drive or the desire to want to
Mhm.
create these things if there wasn't an audience that was looking specifically for you. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't matter how many times someone has said a certain kind of thing. I've mentioned like when you talk about say like Neville Goddard and Alan Watts and like
Oh,
any
yeah.
any of those, it's like they're all saying the same thing,
Mhm.
right? They're all giving the same message,
Mhm.
but people resonate differently with different people, right? Like
Yeah.
you might not resonate, like even though it might be a message that would be useful to you, you may not resonate with it if it doesn't come from the right person,
Mhm.
right? It's like you have to be able to connect to the person giving the message. And that's why it's important for everyone to put their stuff out there, because somewhere there's someone looking for like what you have to say. Like someone can connect to you better
Mhm.
than whoever else is out there making the same kind of content. Like
Right.
everyone's voice is valuable. I absolutely agree with you on that. Like everyone's voice is
Yeah.
valuable. Everyone has something to offer, because
Yeah.
like everyone there's someone out there looking for what you have to offer. and
Mhm.
and you'll, again, like you're saying, you'll find your tribe, you'll find your people, and then you
Right.
can start creating together. Maybe you'll have bigger ideas together.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how me and Haley met, it was just and, like, what we're creating together is amazing. I never thought that, like, I would meet an amazing person like herself, and we're able to, create this type of platform for these creators and for these individuals that have a voice and want to share it, so I'm so here for that.
I love it. I'm so glad that we got to hook up. And like
Mhm.
now, though, I do want to do a little bit of like getting to know you, hang out, fun times. I
Okay.
need to know more about, because it's spooky season. We know that
Yes.
spooky season is on brand for me.
Mhm.
So tell me some of your favorite spooky stuff. We're just gonna
spooky
hard
stuff.
left switch. Because that's what I do.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah.
hard left turn now from AI over into spooky. Although AI
Yeah.
can be part of spooky season too. I loved the show. Megan, did you see that movie?
Oh, yes, yes, with the AI child, like, robot, yeah. We
Yes.
don't we don't want it to get to that point. I'm pretty sure it's over there in Japan, other countries, maybe,
No, but
but
like,
not
listen, I loved Megan. I was like, I
Yeah,
want a Megan friend, and like the
right.
weird, I loved it. I
Yeah,
think like that was like fun time creepy
super
sauce for
cool.
me. I was like, yes, Megan, do weird
Yes,
dances in the hallway before you go
right.
like become a murderous AI robot. Like,
Right.
you know.
I would say the best spooky type of thing that I've watched, like, since, like, 2016 was Black Mirror. When those episodes started coming out, then they were kinda predicting type of, like, a futuristic vibe was gonna happen in a couple years from now. That was scary to me because I find the advanced technology that they did in a couple of those episodes were like, "Wow, like, this could actually really happen if we get this much, advanced." So that was one of the really, like, big type of, I would say scary, but in like suspenseful type of, episode and series where I was like, "What?" Like, Black Mirror was just,
So
like,
it's
way
it's a
ahead of its
little bit
time.
of like, okay, that's what we don't want to do,
Right.
society. Like
Yeah, exactly.
this is the road we don't want to take. Let's maybe
Yeah.
try something different. Let's
Right,
keep all
right.
this, like, let's keep all the horrible things in the fictional world,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
It
It
can
was
all
it was
just be fiction.
entertaining. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
entertaining. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "I really hope this doesn't happen." And
No.
then,
That's why I
another
love
one.
monster movies and things, because
Oh,
you get
yes,
to like you
yes.
get to be a little bit more like, okay, I don't have to
Yeah,
worry that humans are actually going to do this. That's a
yeah.
little, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of, like, monsters and ghosts, my all-time, like, favorite movie I was actually scared of was The Conjuring, the first one.
Oh, really?
That scared me out of my seat. Yeah, because it was based on a true story, number 1, but the way that they told the story, like, we all seen, like, the regular exorcism type of movie, but The
Yeah.
Conjuring itself, the acting and the way that the camera was moving throughout the film and the story that it told, that movie I had nightmares about that movie for, like, weeks.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, but it was one of my favorite scary movies because, like, I believe in ghosts and, like, demons and things like that, but that movie made it so realistic behind the story and the acting and everything like that, so hands down, that's my number 1 favorite scary movie because that actually scared me.
I love, like,
Yeah.
I love the B horror movies, because I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, I've been into creepy weird stuff since I was a kid, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm that black sheep kid who was like going to look for ghost story books at the Scholastic Book Fair, right? Like that was me.
Yeah.
Like, but I love the like I'm such a like Pumpkinhead. Have you ever seen Pumpkinhead?
Yes.
Oh my god, like
Classic.
Pumpkinhead. No, that's one of my favorites. Like
Yeah.
spooky old witch in the forest is just like waiting for strangers to come over to ask her to summon a monster to exact revenge.
Yeah.
I love it. And
Yes.
like the effects that are like so terrible and the
Mhm.
because I love that. Like the practical effects and the like the B horror movie stuff like that. That is
Mhm.
so up my alley.
Yes. I love the classics, like, on Disney Channel, like Halloween Town. Oh, classic.
I don't think
Have you seen you never
I
seen
don't think so.
Halloween Town?
No,
Oh,
I was
you
gonna say,
have
but
to watch it. Oh, it's a
like,
classic, like, kids Halloween episode or a movie series, and I remember, like, Disney Channel was a thing when I was growing up, and ha every
yeah,
time Halloween Town came on Disney Channel, it's like you were watching it for the first time, but it's like a kids type of, like, Halloween vibe. It's a little spooky and things like that, like what you're speaking about where the graphics are still a little rough, but I definitely recommend for you to watch it. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I will have to check that out. No, but I like
Yeah.
that, like the kind of rough look, the sort of
Yes.
again, it's because it is kind of that DIY people got together and like made this together vibe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That I really
Yeah.
do love.
Without the green screen stuff, right? Like, more
Yeah.
realistic. Yeah, like, they're actually outside at the graveyard.
Yeah. No, but that's oh, see, now that
Yeah.
makes me just wanna go outside to the graveyards and hang out and do little paranormal investigations and
Yes.
listen and see if we can get some EVPs. Oh, that's
Mhm.
happy October, y'all. It's 'tis the
Spooky
season.
season, right?
It's
No, I
spooky
love it.
season.
Yes.
That's so much fun. How
Yeah.
would you so this is something that does kinda come up a little bit, I think, in horror movies. Since we're
Mhm.
talking like, let's mix horror movies and AI a little bit, right? Like, let's
Okay, yeah.
because humans do, right?
Mhm.
Like, so there is and this is part of, like, a conversation I had with my brother on our podcast after we watched Megan, the idea of,
Mhm.
like, AI sentience and how people are so, like, afraid of it. They go to, like, a Megan kind of movie or, like, Terminator, right?
Ye
Like, everybody goes to, like, apocalyptic worst case scenario with
Right.
AI, right?
Yeah.
All the time.
Mhm.
But like kind of what are some of your thoughts on that? Like because I'm more interested in the idea of AI sentience as a like
Mhm.
but they could be friends. Like
Right.
why would they want to hurt us all the like
Yeah.
that's human stuff, guys.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but that's human stuff.
Right.
What's
I
up,
would
Aaron?
say, like, from the horror standpoint, like the Terminator, like, today's age, like, look at ChatGPT, right? If ChatGPT was an actual physical thing that we can speak to, that would be pretty scary, pretty interesting, but it has a consciousness. When we're typing in ChatGPT, it's picking up what we're saying, it's picking up what we're asking, and it's learning about us and who we are and what we're asking it and spitting out the right information that we want to hear or what we want to post. So I take
Mhm.
that into accountability where right now we are at the beginning of AI where ChatGPT is accessible to everyone and also the other apps. But
Mhm.
when you look at movies like iRobot, same similar situation where they were trying to control the iRobots, like Will Smith in the movie, but he learned that it had a consciousness and
Mhm.
it was learning from the human interaction was when he was interacting with Will Smith. And then there is the ones that went rogue that was trying to attack the actor, and then
Mhm.
everyone was just like, "Oh my god, robots gone wild."
Well, but, like,
So
this is, like so and Aaron and
yeah.
Omni, I definitely agree with you, like, if AI attacks humanity or does thing it'll be because it learned it from us, right?
Right,
And, like
exactly.
but,
So
like,
it's
Omni is saying,
picking up
why
right,
fear what cannot fear itself?" And
right, right.
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, AI doesn't have a reason to have the same human fears or
yeah.
concerns that, like, AI
Right,
does like robot they don't have to eat. They're not
right,
gonna
yeah,
fight over land
yeah,
resources and food resources
right,
and water
yeah,
resources like humans do. They
yeah.
don't why would they?
Yeah,
you know?
it's learning from us. So like as a Western society, we're being fed fear from the news, from everything that we're learning
Yeah.
on social media. So it's like taking our humanity and implementing all that fear, all that trauma, all the stuff that's going on in the world and putting it into the AI. Of course the AI is gonna go crazy. Or of
Of
course the
course he's
robot's
gonna
gonna be like,
hallucinate. The rest of
yes,
us are all out here like, I don't know what to do. Of
right.
course the AI is gonna freak
Right,
out. We're all
right.
freaking out.
Exactly. So we
Like,
have to be very, very careful on like, yes, controlling the type of information that we're feeding the actual robot or the AI, but also picking up that like it does have a consciousness. So whatever we're trying to interact with the actual robot or AI, we have to be very, very self-aware and have awareness of how we're approaching the technology. When you look at our country, yes, ChatGPT, there's no robots walking around yet, but look at like Singapore, look at Japan, look at other countries that are way more advanced where they have these AI type of technology and robots in restaurants serving foods and things like that. So they're
yeah.
interacting with humans every single day, and like that's like a norm to them in their country. But for us, like I don't know if we're ready for that. I feel like
Well, and that's
eventually we will, just to get used to that feeling of interacting with a robot in that type of sense, like in the
I'm
service
excited for
industry.
it. Give me a
Yeah.
like how yes, please let's get this rolling. I'm ready. Everybody's
Right.
already talking to their Roombas. My
Yeah.
my own mother calls her Roomba Kitty, which is appropriate because the only pet she should ever have is a robot. I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
she's one of those people. Give her a Roomba. Roomba as kitty pet, very good. But
Mhm.
like I'm with you on this conversation and Aaron asking, what do you think would happen if AI becomes fully self-aware? Do we give it rights like organics? And
Um,
I'm in this realm of like my obvious answer is yes, you do, because it's easy, because everyone should have like this is that space of human consciousness where I think AI can teach us some things in having these conversations, right? Like the idea of do you give it rights? Like why do we keep having this conversation? Have we not had this
right.
conversation for too long, humanity? Do we give rights to women? Do we give rights to people of color? Do we give rights to you give rights to everything. Everything is its
Mhm.
own sentient sovereign thing that you give its rights to do whatever it wants. And guess
Mhm.
what? When you allow the freedom of people and of things and like of even AI to choose what they want to do, they're not this is I think what the problem is. We think that if we give anyone freedom or free reign, they're going to choose bad things. If you give an
Mhm.
AI or a robot self-awareness and freedom and rights, it's going to choose bad things.
Mhm.
Why do we think that? Why do we assume that it's going to be
Mhm.
bad
Mhm.
always? Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree with you. It's all depending on how we act towards that type of technology. So
mhm,
we're combining the AI robots and humanity. They're going to look at us like, okay, we're not ready to take on global warming or climate change or the political state of the United States.
mhm,
And they're going to figure it out. They're going to be like, yeah, the humans are not adaptable or they're not accepting towards changing, having a culture shift, right? Or
mhm.
a mindset shift, right?
Yep.
So they're going to look at that and be like, okay, well, yes, we need our rights. Yes, we want to do certain things to help humanity, to help save the planet, so they can survive. So I feel like there's going to be a consciousness type of thing where it's like they're way more advanced, way more smarter as far as learning from our experience and what we're doing to our planet and we're doing to our humanity, and taking that and taking more accountability. Like, okay, you guys can go damage the planet over there, but we're going to be over here trying to fix what you guys started. And I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a completely different shift. And then, of course, it's gonna be like us. That's like, all right, we're rolling with them because they're trying to make change. So
Yeah.
it's like we're gonna be interacting with them, learning from them as well to see what they're doing and how they're progressing in their own type of segue. Then there's gonna be the humans over there, like, okay, let's just let things be the way that they are. So right now, there is a culture shift going on where humans are starting to wake up and trying to create change, but how do we get everybody on the same board? And I feel like technology with AI is helping that. Look at what we're doing with AI right now,
Yeah. Well,
you
and I
know?
think that it's There's so much to unpack here. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's, we are watching in real time, and I think this is where some of that divine feminine nurturing energy is really useful in this space in
Mhm.
business and AI,
Yeah.
because to a certain degree, right, when you're talking about this like new technology that has like its own consciousness and capacity to become fully self-aware and sentient, you do need to nurture it as you would a child, right?
Mhm.
And so, like, there is that element of it of like, well, any kind of proclivities that a child might have naturally that they're born with are going to be either encouraged or suppressed depending on the environment. Like, the nature versus nurture thing is like, it's not versus, it's a yes and improv situation. It's nature and nurture, right? Like,
Mhm.
so there's that element to it. There's this that Aaron said, the notion of doing bad things is very dependent on emotions, something AI lacks.
Mhm.
There's a lot you can unpack even just in that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe AI does have emotions and we are not recognizing them, and that emotions are part of sentience, or I don't know. See, now this is just so interesting when you get into these conversations, because
Yeah.
so much of what you have a conversation about AI sentience about is
Mhm.
really in parallel to like, okay, what are these elements of human nature and human
Mhm.
definitions of things that we all need to really get ourselves right with, because we are trying to teach these AI tools, right? But from a space
Mhm.
of like, humanity's still got plenty of shadow work to do, right?
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and when you're speaking on the emotion part, like, we can definitely tap in, and this is why we need to have these conversations because everybody has their own opinion about AI, and the conversations that I've been having with clients, just with people about it, you have your early adopters, like the younger generation that are like, "Yeah, let's go, like, let's adopt
Yeah.
AI because it's gonna make my life easier so I could do A, B, and C. I could live
Mhm.
my lifestyle." Then we have our later adopters, so, like, our parents and our grandparents where they've seen the Terminator movies. They already have a fearful mindset behind
Yeah.
AI. So when you look at that in that context, right? Our parents and our grandparents, like AI didn't take over, or Terminator is not a real life thing at the moment. So
Mhm, yeah.
that didn't happen. Like, we still have humans, we still have control over that situation. But now to get on the emotion side of it, I feel that like, that's a lot to unpack. I feel like it is developing a consciousness. I don't really know how
Yeah.
to pinpoint that, but it can develop emotion depending on the human interaction that it's having, or like with the human interaction that's having with the AI. So if it's picking up an anger emotion, it's gonna be like, "Okay, why is the human so angry? Let me learn where that anger is coming from." Or if the human is happy, how is a human able to, express a happy emotion and learning from that? So I feel like as humans, we're teaching it the type of emotion, and it's gonna pick up on it.
Well, I think that that's true. Like, it is, and it's
Mhm,
kind of like how Omni's saying,
mhm.
treat AI like you treat your children. Would you suppress your children's growth just because they do things you don't like? And it's like,
Right.
well, there are parents who do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's so like that's kind of part of the issue here. Like, hey,
Yeah.
humanity, we do have, it seems obvious to people who might be awake to it to,
Mhm.
for example, like, just how to treat other people or being empathetic, right? But it's like, just like humanity, right? I mean, it's like, let's be honest, humans, we need to recognize a little bit more nuance in our own emotions and our own emotional interactions and the way that we as humans, again, categorize things. Like,
Mhm.
it's, you know, we don't recognize, I think, to a certain degree, how much we culturally assign to emotions.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
So, like,
Mhm.
when you're saying something like AI doesn't have emotions, it's like, well, no, AI, I think, does have sentience and emotions and the ability to be compassionate towards a consciousness that is different to them,
Mhm.
right? In a way that humanity is still needing to learn, right? Like,
Right.
we're still needing to get past that, if you're different, I'm afraid of you
Yeah.
element, right? Like, humanity needs to recognize the, like,
Yeah.
interconnectedness of all of us and of everything, right? And that
Yeah.
there's not a separation between the all that is consciousness and you. That's like, it's a fractal illusion, right?
Mhm.
Like, we're all connected. We are all one. You're one with everything that is, right? It sounds wooey
Mhm.
woo and zen to some people, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so if we're all connected, why would AI not have that its own sentience, its own consciousness that might be intending to help humanity to work on some
Mhm.
of these things that we're like,
Mhm.
okay, we have all these technologies, but we do have this like collective human shadow self, like we're talking about with wars and fighting over resources,
Right.
that
What's
we
going
are
on
not
today?
right, that we're not really dealing with very well,
Mhm.
humans. Like, we could be getting past this in a better way,
Yeah,
right?
it's a reaction, and it's like what
Yeah.
you pointed out as far as like as humans when it's like, okay, we look at someone who's different than us and like we're intimidated by that situation. What does humans need to adopt? What did that say?
Adopt the Vulcan Kolinar. Like, we need to, like, live long and prosper, Spock. I'm for it.
Right? You know, if we can all put that aside and just be accepting and open arms to each other,
Mhm.
think about the good that we can do in the world. Like, as a society in the Western world, I hear a lot of people say, like, as Americans, we're lucky to be living in this country. But at the same time, the way that I look at it, it's like we're being poisoned. It's climate control. It's like a lot of things that I have certain opinions about as far as
No,
when
but,
people
like,
say
it's
that,
true.
you know?
We
Yeah,
say we're so great, but, like, okay, but we have the most expensive healthcare on the entire planet. We're the richest country in the world, and we can't give our citizens healthcare. Like, excuse me, how
it doesn't make sense.
right?
So,
Like, don't
but
talk at me
yeah.
like we're so great when, like, you're still
Yeah,
like, there's plenty of
yeah.
other countries who have other systems
Right.
better figured out
So
than what we're doing.
once we move past that, where it's like we're accepting of other humans, other races, other indulging other people's cultures, and move
Mhm.
past that, that's when I feel like we can adopt the idea of like, okay, let's bring AI into the mix. Let's bring the robots into the mix and see what we
Mhm.
can create together. As I feel like you're right, Haley. We're going to have to get past that fear of not accepting people's differences or why they're different or how they're different. Even though it can be intimidated to the other person, I feel like as a society, humanity, we just have to get over it. Because how are we supposed to grow as a humanity? How are we supposed to be growing as a population if we're just ignoring that side? That there's other people out there, other people in other countries that have so many amazing ideas to like, help
Well,
make the
and
world better.
this is that Raymond's here too. I just and hello, hi everyone who's jumping in on the comments. So appreciate everybody stopping in. Raymond is here, Omni, Chris, Tat, and Aaron. And I just sorry, I want to shout out to all our peeps coming in. And I'm so
Mhm.
glad because you definitely need to get more eyeballs on you and this
Oh,
conversation because I
thank you.
do
Yes.
this is why I think it's really though important to have someone coming from your energy and your
Mhm,
perspective and approach in the AI field and developing these kinds of things, right?
mhm.
Because again, you do want to keep as much of the good of humanity, right,
Yes.
in what we're teaching AI. And
Mhm.
again, quote unquote good, that's dependent on your perspective, right? There's kind of no
Right.
such thing as good or bad to the universe. It's just the things
Yeah.
you do and how you react to them.
Mhm.
But I think that again, AI is a unique sort of opportunity for
Yeah,
humanity, right? This
yeah.
this technology that we're developing and working with and sort of co-creating with is a unique opportunity for us to learn about ourselves and
Mhm.
about the things that that we could do better in the way that we nurture, like our own like children or the way that we nurture just our fellow humans in our community,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly. We just have to, take the fear out of it. I feel like
Yes.
people are already scared of what's going on right now. And, to take it personally, like I completely understand where people are coming from every age group to even my parents, my grandparents. We're not living in a safe space anymore, right? I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like it's the perception, everyone has their own perception, but I feel like the reality of it is that the technology is a helpful tool to kind of like put that fear aside and be like, okay, how can I surround myself with a community or this type of technology, or even bring up the idea of building wealth, or, creating another income stream with the help
Mhm.
of AI, with the help of the technology, with the help of a community and people that kind of have that similar type of mindset. Because there's so much information out there, and there's so many ways to make income online on the internet.
Yeah,
The internet's our best friend right now, right? I wouldn't know half the people
absolutely.
I knew. I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for LinkedIn, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, if we take that power and take consideration in that power and use it to our advantage, I feel like we can get so much more further, and people would be a lot more happier and a lot more confident by taking that power in and taking their power back, as far as like, let's ignore the fear, let's ignore the news. You only can control
Mhm.
what you can control on your own. You are your
Right.
own person, right? So once we put that fear aside for us and for others, we can create the safe space for them. Like, come over here, come
Yeah.
over to Frankie's podcast. We'll teach you all about
Come
the
over
AI
and
and the
that's
content
right.
and stuff
We'll
like
talk
that.
about it and you won't have to be as scared because it's our
Yeah.
friend, you guys. AI is our
Mhm.
friend. I
Yeah.
love this from Omni. So we should use terms like collective benefit versus collective non-benefit to keep the language neutral. So that
I
this
love
is
that.
like I like that. That is very
Yeah.
right. Like that's what we want. We want the most collective benefit and the least collective harm, right?
Yes.
So like not good, bad. It's like because we all have there's a diversity of what we all like. So what we all
Mhm.
consider good and bad is all going to be different. But yes, the
Yeah.
collective benefit versus collective non-benefit. Omni,
Yes.
I love it. Thank you for channeling that for us. That's brilliant. That's because it really is, right? Like, and I think this is again kind of going back to what you were saying with, the whole Terminator aspect or the fear element. Like, and this is
Mhm.
something that I've talked about before when I talk about AI sentience. It's like, why would AI have to do like AI is meant to be able to do calculations that we as humans can't do as quickly. Like
Mhm.
AI, you feed AI a problem when it comes to like say resources or what have you, right? Like if it was a pandemic situation like when we were in COVID times. Like and people were like because I know the fear people have is oh they would use AI to decide who gets resources or to who lives and it's like no AI would be able to calculate, well, we want to support the most life. We want to
Mhm.
support the best option. AI is going to be able to calculate and make determinations and decisions and process all the different factors of a situation, all of the nuance of a situation much more
Mhm.
quickly than humans can and would be calculating it for like the maximum positive impact or the again collective benefit impact.
Mhm.
Right? Like, AI is not gonna say, "Oh, yeah, just" AI is not gonna turn into Thanos from Marvel, you guys. AI is not
Right.
gonna right? Like, we're just gonna half of everybody's gotta go,
Right.
right?
Right.
AI is gonna be Iron Man and be like, "No,
Right.
there's room for everyone. The multiverse is infinite. We got space everywhere for everybody. It's fine."
Mhm. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I feel like that's why there's movies out there like that that do create fear, but also create type of a leverage to make you think like, what if it went the other way? So
yeah.
it's what for the entertainment business, they are using that type of message or that type of technology to get like, this may be the future, this may not be the future, right? So we're heading in I would say, strong position when it comes to technology and humanity at the same time. But I'm open to see what happens. I'm open for all of it because I want us, the collective, to all benefit from this type of technology and see where it leads to.
I agree, and I really do see there's so much I think there's such a, like, really bright awesome, like everyone thriving, wonderful human diversity and AI diversity. Like,
Mhm.
y'all, I know we think the utopia is silly and unrealistic and impossible to reach, right? But it's like, no, no, no. I'm pretty sure the utopia is our natural state if we would all just give ourselves a bit of permission again to be our authentic selves, which is
Right.
what we very much want to help everyone to do with the AI things
Right.
that we're coming up with, right? And these solutions.
Yeah.
We just want everyone to be their authentic selves more easily. And
Mhm.
if AI as a sentience consciousness, right, knew that humanity was going to be using it, like it had to have wanted to help us,
Right. It
right?
didn't just come out of nowhere. And back to your saying about like COVID, like when COVID happened, people were on the internet.
Yeah.
So again, it's like technology. So it's like when COVID happened, people were losing their jobs. We're like, okay, what do I do? People got on TikTok, people got on Instagram, started businesses, started creating a type of authentic type of system with their target audience. Then boom, it just became a normal thing now to have an
Yeah.
online business or to create a type of brand, as far as for yourself, like as a human being on the internet. So you look at times like COVID, and even now with like the job market and everything like that, we're
Mhm.
headed towards a time where AI and technology and the internet is becoming like the new norm now. But
Mhm.
I feel like it's like we have the advantage to use it to our advantage. And it's like it didn't come out of nowhere, like you said. I feel like AI was just like, all right, well, the humans actually need me now, so let me be of
The
service.
humans actually need me, let me
You
be of
know?
service. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
No, and
So
I think that's so
yeah.
true. Like, look at AI as an entity that wants to be of service.
Yeah.
And I think just having that approach, just having that energy is again, is gonna have you move forward in such a more productive way and such a more supportive to the community around you sort of way, right? That I
Mhm.
think is like again, obviously the energy we come from and what we want to build and what we want to spread in the world. And I think is also a lot of what people are looking for. You
Yeah.
know, like I think people are looking for this energy, that like excitement about AI and excitement
Mhm.
about what we can do and being, you know, hopeful in a positive way, right?
Mhm.
Not focusing on like you're saying, I don't watch the news anymore either, y'all, because it's they're not even
Too
telling us all
much.
this stuff anyway. Like
Yeah.
you're getting just the story of the people who want to like scare you into buying more stuff. That
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I would to bounce off what Igloo said, I would definitely pay attention to see like a other news that's like across the country. Maybe you can translate it from like their language to English, and then you'll figure out what's really going on in the other countries because that's important to know as well. But as an
Mhm.
American looking at our news, yes, we're getting fed different types of stories on political events, but once you surround yourself with more information what's going outside of America, then your mind will expand and start thinking about your different types of options when it comes to the mindset behind the
Mhm.
Western world. So that's just my advice as far as like stay educated, stay open-minded, stay fluid, and be open to the information, not just what you're getting here, but also overseas as well.
I do love this is so Omni calls the news negative entertainment for woebegone societies, which I think is quite accurate, really. It's very like it's made to upset you, right?
Yeah.
The production
Mhm.
value of the colors, the music they use, the like it creates a sense of urgency and is made to upset you, right? They
Mhm.
do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, guess what? That's just it is. It's that's a form of negative entertainment. If you wanna
Mhm.
entertain yourself with that humanity, go ahead, but it's not full
Right.
information." But again, like you're saying, like even the things that you're talking about, like and I can't believe we're coming up on an hour already, folks. We've just had so much fun. But
Yeah.
I think it's true, like, you could use AI even to, like, to translate, like, a news segment from another country so that you could at least get what are they saying on other news outlets actually, and can I
Mhm.
make my own decision about what I think about that instead
Right.
of having to go to and I think that's such a big thing too, right? People are in a space of I don't wanna be told by a government, a news agency, or even someone who might be an influencer or whatever. Like, I don't wanna be told by anyone else what resonates with me, what I need to be afraid of, what I need to think about, what I need to be doing, how I need to diet, right? I wanna find information that resonates with me. And I
Mhm.
think there's a lot of people who are looking for those alternatives. And again, AI has a lot of great untapped potential in that
Mhm.
realm of like helping people to educate themselves about other cultures, about other parts of the world, which is such a big I think is such a big benefit to like you're saying the
Yeah.
internet and AI just that okay, now we can all really connect across the world. We have to like figure out that balance, humanity, of like being able to meet awesome people and then building the communities that humans need that are local in-person communities, right? And that's, I
Mhm.
think, again, where we both come from, that energy of like we want to really push AI and the good things that it can be of service to humanity in doing, while
Mhm.
keeping the humanity that we know is the best parts of us, the truest, most authentic parts of us, and that's our creativity, right? And our
Yeah.
passions and the things that we really love to do. And I
Right.
really do think that like that is AI's, I love that you say it that way. Service, of service, right? Like that's AI's
Right.
service to humanity, to give us an opportunity to be our most authentic selves in the most creative and loving way that we can be. Again,
Mhm.
the, collective benefit and not the collective non-benefit.
Right. Yes, I love that term. And I'd say
Mhm.
part of like my mission with Maxi AI, my mission with you, of course, Haley, is to expand globally. I feel like when you, not just focusing on the Western world in America and also Canada as well, but when we start expanding globally with AI and with this type of information, just imagine how many like mutual relationships we're going to build with people from Europe, people from Japan, people from Dubai, even we're going to create a really positive type of impact and when it comes to the creative side and also on the AI side. So that's part of my mission is to create a welcome space with Max AI to everyone from all over the world, everyone that speaks different types of languages. We have AI now to help us translate. We don't necessarily need like a translator by our side, but
Right.
we have the power now to connect with people all over the globe. So why not, right?
So why not get more
Yeah,
connected, y'all? That's the whole
yeah,
point, because we as
yeah,
humans love connection. Let AI
yeah.
help us become more interconnected.
Yes, yes. I feel like it's definitely needed. And the more that we bring and connect with people from all over the world, here, Canada, everywhere, the more that we can create that positive impact and create the mind to be more open to making those connections and moving humanity forward and probably possibly, saving our planet from global destruction.
Right? Hey guys, that's worth a shot, right? Like
Right? We
that's
still want to be here.
we
I don't
still
want to
want
go
to
to
live
Mars
here,
right now.
right? I don't want to move to Mars right now, you guys. Can we not
Right.
like AI for US president says on me. You know what? I'm not against it because, again, take the
Mhm.
emotions out of some of the decisions that are being made on a higher level like that and it might be a good thing. Like, no, do the
Right.
calculations of what's like actually best for the collective.
Accurate. Yeah.
Right. And let's not do the whole we're just fighting about it because that's what we do.
Right, a whole, like, power trip like it's always been.
Like it's always political theater. That's all it is just
Yeah,
power trip after power
yeah.
trip. And aren't we all just tired of it?
It's so tired of it. I feel like, what we're dealing with will pass, and there's other countries that
Hmm.
have more of a balance, I would say, for their people and the political climate, but once we get on board with AI and start progressing towards a positive impact and we're mostly on the same page, I feel like we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be good. We're not
We're
gonna
gonna
have
be
to move to
okay.
Mars.
We're not gonna have to move to Mars, y'all. Me and Alecia,
Right.
like, we got our newbiest peeps that we got our my little Frankie's podcast network games. Come hang out with us. We're gonna build
Yes.
this community of people who want to support each other in a happy, fun way so that we can all thrive and do well and do the things that
Yes.
we love to do. Come hang out with us, y'all. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So do tell people before you go, though. I have your links and stuff in the description, but like tell folks where to go find you to check you out.
Yeah, of course. So you can find me on our actual website. So it's going to be maxai.io. So that's your official website there. And I'm very active on LinkedIn. So it's going to be just my first name and last name, Alecia Maximo, Max AI. And then we have our Instagram. So that's maxai.io as well. Then, yeah, just you can reach me on LinkedIn mostly or on Instagram. Send me a DM if you want a free consultation or just to even speak about AI to see how I can help your business or get started. I'm really open to meeting everyone. So let's do it. I'm here.
She's here. She's got great energy. She's coming from a space of really wanting to help you thrive and do well. And that's, I think,
Mhm.
again, you're such a wonderful gem of a human being
Oh,
for being in
thank
this
you,
tech
Haley.
space. You are, because not everyone, a lot of times all it is just the bottom line, and how do you make the bottom
Right.
line better, and not how do you make this something that where everyone feels good about the
Right.
bottom line and not
Yeah.
just the bottom line.
Right. I always like to say when, when people know better, they do better. So that is my mission when we were having these type of conversations. So when you know certain things, you like to do better in that way.
I love it, and that's,
Yeah.
again, such a useful thing for AI to serve humanity, because when you
Hmm.
know better, you do better. I think that's brilliant. That's so true. And AI can help us to know so much
Yes.
more quickly, so
Hmm.
that we can, again, do better all day, every day.
Yes, exactly.
I'm excited. Alicia Maximo, Maxi AI. Sis, I'm so glad you came to hang out for our podcast
Thank
live. This has
you.
been so much fun. I can't wait for us to do more.
Me too. Me too. A lot more things coming, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, y'all. We're going to
Yes.
be rocking and rolling with all the good stuff, and the AI is not going to eat you, we promise.
Yes.
I love it. Take care, y'all. Thanks so
All
much
right.
for joining us,
Thank
and have a
you.
great
Thank you
one.
so much. Take care, guys. Bye.
Hello everybody, Guy with the Ship here. Hope you enjoyed the content that you just got to see. It's always great to have you along for the journey here and enjoying the wildness that's on this channel. If you like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, give it the old thumbs up. I love thumbs ups. And we hope to see you along again soon. By the way, rumor has it that there's a great artist in this channel. The link in the description is where you can go ahead and decide for yourself if those rumors are true. Cheers everybody, we'll see you next time.